You will never, ever be able to love if there is hate and resentment and just straight up anger in your heart. I may come across as a very calm person, which I am. I'm relatively like quiet, but I have lots of emotions such as rage, hurt, pain, and resentment in my heart that I carry. And this is not like a self-pity rant, but I want to acknowledge it because the reason I'm talking about this topic is because I feel these things. I feel hurt, I feel rage. So I understand why you may maybe raise your eye and feel like it's almost impossible not to carry a little bit of hurt in your heart. But guys, if you carry hurt in your heart, intense rage, intense resentment, you will not be able to love. And the love I'm talking about isn't love that is you give out love only to receive love. The love I'm talking about is unconditional love, divine love, love that conquers all, love that you give despite the person, despite how they treat you. And you can only acquire, or how I put it, embody that state, because love is an emotion, it's a state of beingness. You can only embody it if you don't have hurt and resentment and hate in your heart. And like I said before, that is a pretty hard thing to do, especially in the society we live in. There's a lot of things for you to hate in the world. There's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of people with malice intent. It is hard to do, but you must do it if you want to experience love, divine love. And I honestly think that's what all humans are seeking in this. I don't want to call it the rat race. I'm just going to say the human experience, the human journey. If you fail to adopt love in your soul, in your heart, then you will never find love, because love literally starts within. It literally can't start from anywhere else, you know? And you would know this because I'm pretty sure you've tried to find love in in every other place but inside yourself, because I've done it too. And of course you're going to fail. And I kind of touched on this in my last video. I don't want to sound too redundant, but I spoke on how everything starts within, and your perception of the world having parts that is filled with hatred, because that's something you will never get rid of. There will always be some type of negative force in the world. You can still view this in a positive way, and it's not because your external factors are getting better. It's because you are able to perceive it in a more productive way, a way that doesn't make your beingness resent the world. And I get it. It is hard to not resent the people that have negative intent to hurt you, to cause you pain. But we literally have done this and are capable of viewing forces that try to hurt us in a forgiving manner. So, let's say you are babysitting a kid named Johnny. And before stepping outside, you tell Johnny not to eat the cookies in the cookie jar. So when you come back inside, you see that the cookie jar is empty. And you ask Johnny, Johnny, did you eat the cookies from the cookie jar? And then Johnny replies in a sly manner with a smile, no, I didn't eat the cookies. Now, in this situation, you aren't offended by Johnny's action, but how could you not be? Johnny blatantly disrespected you in your face. He stepped over your authority even though you lightheartedly laid out the ground rules and expectations. And he did this all with a smile. It's like he takes you as some type of joke. Now, I doubt this is a train of thought that your mind came across when Johnny lied to your face. But how come? Even though that train of thought is objectively true, it's valid in a sense, I doubt those were the thoughts running through your mind as Johnny lied to you. And the reason for this is, although Johnny did offend you in the moment, you still saw his innocence despite him lying to your face. And this is exactly how we're supposed to view people that wronged us, people that has negative intent in our hearts. And this doesn't mean to justify their wrongdoings, of course not. You still have to hold them accountable. But when people wrong you, although it does take practice, you have to separate their actions from the self. Because although it seems like your middle school bully picked on you because he disliked you and wanted to tease you in front of the whole school, that actually wasn't directed towards you. And I understand how absurd that seems, but guys, everything is a reflection of yourself. So if someone is constantly bullying people and inflicting harm onto them, it has nothing to do with the victims. They're not doing it because they hate these people. They're doing this because the hatred within themselves is manifesting in a way that hurts other people. And like I said before, this is not me trying to justify their actions. Of course not. Obviously, if you're hurt within, you shouldn't project onto other people. But knowing this helps the victim to know not to take things personal. Because think about it, if you grow up with people constantly teasing you, constantly bullying you, and ostracizing you, you're most likely going to think that they're doing it because there's something wrong with you and everything they're doing is directly towards you. You know, everyone hates you and you're bound for people to pick on you. But that's not the case. These people are doing it because they hate themselves. And once you realize that, you will not only be able to not attach these circumstances to your identity, in a way where it makes you believe that you are some type of loser and people just are bound to not like you. But it will also make it easier for you to forgive these people and see the human in them. And this is essential because the more you see the human in other people, the more you grant mercy and compassion towards other people, you could also forgive yourself with that same magnitude. Because, like I'm going to keep saying this, I'm going to be redundant. Every single thing is a reflection of you. And if people are acting in a certain way, then those actions are a reflection of them. No one is exempt from this universal principle. This principle is timeless and it applies to every being. And if you still feel resentment for the people that wronged you, think about it this way. You too have wronged other people. Maybe your anger and your hatred within didn't manifest in a way that inflicted as much harm as a person that bullied you, but we too still struggle with dark thoughts and malice in a certain extent. And although this may not manifest in ways to inflict harm onto others, just thinking negative thoughts about someone is inflicting harm. And darkness is darkness. It doesn't matter the magnitude. Obviously, on an objective scale, it does. But negative energy is negative energy, and any manifestation of it is bad. It still inflicts harm. You're not better than anyone else just because your negativity manifested in a way that inflicted less harm. You are still human and you still have done negative deeds. And when you admit that to yourself and when you realize you are no better than anyone else, then it's going to be so much easier to forgive yourself. And usually the people that have a lot of resentment for other people, the people that has a really hard time with forgiving others, never forgave themselves. Every single thing is a reflection of you. So in order to see the light in people, to see that they are still human, they've done wrong, yes, but they still have innocence with them and they have infinite potential, you have to believe that about yourselves. Because yes, you guys have infinite potential. Yes, you've done wrong deeds. Yes, you have darkness in yourself. I do too. Who cares? There's still light in you. There's still potential. And you not only need forgiveness, but it is your birthright. And as soon as you offer that to yourself, you could offer that not only to other people, but to the world. And guys, you should think like this. Because carrying resentment and hurt and pain, it eats you away, literally from the inside out. I know because there's times where I feel an immense sense of rage and anger and hurt and resentment, and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to lose control of your emotions. It doesn't feel to view everyone as an opposition. It doesn't feel good to not have trust for the people around you. It hurts. So yes, you are forgiving others for their sake, but it's more for your sake. So you can enjoy this gift of true love, of divine love, and you no longer have to internally suffer with carrying this burden of hate. It's miserable to carry it. And another reason why I believe that some people aren't able to experience love is because they don't believe that they are deserving of being loved. And they subconsciously attract hardships into their life because they believe that's all they're deserving of. But guys, who are you not to be deserving of love? Like, no, seriously, who are you not to be deserving of love? You are human like everyone else. And this points to the example I've used when victims fall into that victim mindset of I'm bound to attract hardships and negative people and negative energy in my life because I am worthless, I am meaningless. And this is what happens when you attach your identity to the actions people have brought on you. This is what happens when you believe that when people cause you pain, it's because you are deserving of it and you are worthless. Do you really think that this infinite world, that this miraculous universe would have brought you into the world because you're meaningless? Do you really think that? If you go inside and look and just be silent, you will realize that this life is so grand. There's so much possibilities, infinite possibilities in this world. And yes, there's objective negative forces, yeah. But everything in this world works in a harmonious way. Do you really think that the intelligence of the universe would make anything that is meaningless? No, that's impossible. You are worthy not because someone is telling you so, but because it's literally in your nature. You were conceived in the womb with worth. You could convince yourself that you aren't worthy and live a life that you perceive as not worthy, but yet you are still worthy while you're doing this. You are so worthy that you don't even have to acknowledge your worth to be worthy. You could simply just be. That alone reflects the power within yourself. And in the same regard, this is like how you don't have to acknowledge divinity of being real or not. It still will exist and flourish whether or not you acknowledge it. And that alone shows how worthy it is, how worthy you are. You don't even have to acknowledge your worth, your power, your meaning for you to be meaningful. But you do need to acknowledge it within yourself in order to radiate at your true vibration, which is the vibration of love. And if you still can't fathom that love starts within, it's most likely because your being is now a state that's filled with rage and hurt. Of course, you wouldn't believe that love starts within if all your life you've been the embodiment of rage. And if this relates to you, guys, I can't stress this enough. Love is a gift. To love, to be loved, to embody love, it's super precious. A life where you're constantly seeking attention, constantly seeking praise. Without love, your life will never be fulfilled. So guys, please let this video be an encouragement for you to look within and find the love dwelling within yourself. How long must you suffer? You are more than your traumas and you are more than your pain. Allow love to dwell freely within yourself. May you find the love within that you are seeking. And I hope everyone has a blessed day. Bye.